Today, we're going to talk about how to set intentions for your business with the law of attraction. I am your host, Leah Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your business is running you? Have you ever felt like your work is taking over and you're just struggling, chasing, running, hustling to keep up? If that's you, I've got something that will help. It's time to start in setting your intentions for your business using the law of attraction. First, let's talk about the law of attraction. One of the misconceptions is that it's something that is very esoteric or woo-woo or out there or metaphysical. And while it is definitely most widely used in that arena and people there are probably more comfortable with it, it doesn't even matter because the reality is that the law of attraction is just that. It's something that is working all the time, no matter what, no matter who you are, where you are already using the law of attraction. It is a law. It is an energetic system that takes your thoughts and creates your reality. Strictly put, the law of attraction is this: what you think about, you bring about. What you focus on, you create. What you study on, what you add your energy to, you bring back to you. That's the attraction piece. Because we are living in an energetic universe, and we are indeed energy, and our thoughts themselves are energy, those are the building blocks for how reality is built. What we see, right? What we project into the universe and comes back to us is based on our thoughts. So it only makes sense if you really want to succeed in your business and have it flow effortlessly in a direction that you desire, right? So in your intentions for what you want to create with your business, then utilizing the law that's already in place, it's already activated, it's already being used right now in your business, then you can actually do that with these steps that I'm about to tell you about. All right, so just imagine for yourself, just for a second, that instead of feeling like you are, spinning plates or catching fly balls and just racing around trying to create something while it's like fixing a car while it's running. This idea is when we look at our businesses and we take a moment even to pause and set intentions, we don't just do it from a place of constructing goals. We do it from a place of looking at how we think and feel and participate with what we're creating. And that's how we start to use the law of attraction to actually help us manifest our intentions for our business. And so many people talk about the law of attraction in life. And honestly, for my own beginnings of utilizing the law of attraction, becoming law of attraction master, 25 years ago, it was always designed or, presented as a way to change your life. And to me, the funniest part of that is if you have a business that is built on your purpose and your passion, right? So if your business is really designed around your purpose and your passion, and the work that you do is aligned with your passion, it makes total sense to me that then you would be also using this tool in the business as well. Like, it's to hold one out for the other doesn't make any sense, right? So to me, there is this holistic part of who we are as human beings in life and work, right? I like to say, if you are doing something on this side of your business, on one side, you're in your business creating and experiencing your business as one person. And then you go home and you're living and acting as something completely different. That's complete misalignment. And it tends to lead people to feel overwhelmed, distracted, unsatisfied, unfulfilled, frustrated, trapped sometimes. And it leads people to do something that I think is really drastic. They'll give up everything they're on one side or the other, right? They'll give up their business, they'll give up their job, they'll switch careers because they're not happy, or they'll leave their partner, they'll take off and drop out of the universe and go travel the country. It's like, you don't have to do that. It's a very important if you start off understanding that you are a whole person and everything you do, work or business or life or love, all of those things, you are always going to show up there. And once you start to create a system for engaging in those areas of your life that is aligned across the board, right, from a holistic perspective, then you are in the flow wherever you go. You show up, you have power, you have passion, you have intention in all things. And the tool that you're using, i.e. the law of attraction, is there to help you all the way through, right? From a holistic perspective. So of course it makes sense to use it in business. To me, it makes perfect sense. And in fact, the beauty of doing it with your business is that once you've actually activated the law of attraction on purpose and consciously engaged in it, then you create a business that is growing exponentially in a kind of automatic way, so that you can actually have greater abundance, have greater freedom, have better fulfillment from the work that you're doing, because you've intended it to be so. So I'm going to give you an example that's kind of close to my heart, but it is an example I think that's really great. So my husband is a dog trainer. And as a dog trainer, he had a vision for what he wanted to do and how he wanted to show up and how he wanted to be different. And with the tools that I've taught many people over the last 25 years, we incorporated that in his work and his setup of his business. And what that was, what do you want it to look like? What do you want to be doing day to day in your business? What do you want that to look like? What do you want it to feel like when you show up to work? And why does it matter? What are you giving back? What are you creating with your business? What are you serving? What is the purpose of what you're serving? And these are questions that helped him to develop a concept for his work that is so sought out after now that he's got a waiting list months long of people to work with him in his programs. And we took something that most people on average, when he started out several years ago, were asking $20, $30 an hour, which was reasonable back then, to a place now where, to work with him, it's several $100s an hour. And like I said, people are waiting 2.5 months to do just that. And the reason for that is because we've stripped away everything that didn't align with who he was and how he works and his ideas and passion for the work. And when we crystallized it in such a way that we stuck with the intention of what he was trying to achieve, right? Then we were able to really create something special that his clientele definitely want to pay top dollar for, but they line up to do it. And the same could be true for you. And the thing about that is, when we look at intentions for our businesses, we have to go beyond just revenue, which is sometimes the first knee-jerk reaction is to figure out how much money you want to make in your business. And that's great. And it is definitely a part of it. But if you were to ask yourself a deeper question, which is, what do you want your business to do in the world? What are you here to provide with your work? What solution are you bringing that people really desperately are looking for out there? So when you understand that big vision of what you're doing, then you can set your intentions around that with the law of attraction. Then it's as if you're being pulled towards that future with your work every day. Now, some might say that this seems very pie in the sky, right? But the reality of it is, it's really simple. There are actually practical steps I take my clients through every week. And every week that we do this, we see shifts happen on multiple levels in their businesses. So I want to share those tips with you. I feel that the reason that I'm choosing just these 4 is because even with nothing else, these 4 steps will actually help you change the face of your business for the better in as little as a week. And that's a pretty big promise, but I know that I've seen it happen more than enough times to know that it's possible. And it's possible because, again, the law of attraction says what you think about, you bring about. And chances are when people are in their business and they're not being intentional and they're being reactive, right? And they're hustling and they're reaching and they're striving and they're pushing, all of those thoughts, all of those energies are secretly, now hold on to your hats, secretly thoughts and actions of lack, okay? They are sending out a message that you're not supported, that you're not cared for, that things are tough, that things are gonna be hard. They're gonna have to be hard. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to pull all-nighters and bust down doors and keep working until you're exhausted, because that's how you make it. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that you don't have to show up, that you don't have to participate, that you never have to work a day again in your life and you'll make all of this money. What I am gonna say is that there is a law already working and it's listening to you right now. And if those are the thoughts you're putting out there, then that's probably what your business looks like. Conversely, if you really are clear about why you're here and what you're here to deliver and how you want your people to experience that, what you're committed to providing them, and instead of having those other thoughts, you switch to thoughts that say, I know I'm here on purpose to deliver my work. And I know that the universe is already bringing people to me that need what I have to offer. And I'm going to do everything I can to show up and make sure they see me so they can get that result that they need. And I'm ready to receive every financial remuneration and then some as a reward for those efforts. Now, hopefully, just in hearing that, you can hear the difference. There's movement, there's flow, there's purpose, there's intention behind those words. You might say, great, Leah, that's all talk. It's all, just languaging. It's mindset stuff. And yes, of course it is, because that's where it all happens. And I absolutely believe in taking action and being practical, which is why I've developed the manifestation map for my clients. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. There are 4 steps to setting intentions with the manifestation map. And those are steps that anyone can take. Like I said, you could take them this week, and next week you could actually see a shift in your business based on those results. All right. So before we go too much further, again, I just want to reiterate the reason we are doing this is so that you can have a business that is designed by you to fulfill your purpose and deliver whatever product or service it is you are trying to deliver, that you're going to deliver that service and product in a way that those people who need it can receive it. You're here to deliver that, and they're out there waiting for you. So that's the point of this. So your intentions around what you're doing with your business, hopefully by now you can see, need to be tied, or best suited to be tied to those things, to the delivery and or to the visibility of your product or service. And once you focus on those things, then the rest, as they say, falls into place. So one of the things that we do is we start with, on our manifestation map, we want to start with, like I said, there's 4 pieces. So the first piece is what we call focus goals. The reason we choose one goal a week, it's not that you don't have a lot of other things on your plate, and believe me, I understand that. But we want to give your mind focus. So we take one of those leading intentions for your business and we ask ourselves the big question: what is this goal? What is this one thing this week that I'm going to put my energy and effort and my focus on for a whole week? So one thing that you're going to put your attention on. Now, when you talk about goals, there's some additional steps there, and creating really smart goals. You'll hear about that sometimes. And to me, the best way to think about it is this. If you ask yourself, What in this goal is for me, for my business, for my clients or customers, and for the world? That's a very smart goal. So if you can just ask those quick questions and then clarify what that goal is. Once you've got that goal clarified, then you need to ask yourself this next piece, which this is the fun part to me, because I think this one piece is where we really can charge and 10x, if you will, that the qualities of the law of attraction. In other words, we can magnify the attraction when we take this next step. So pay attention. It sounds simple and it's very profound. It is to take a leap of faith. Many of you have been told, take an action step. And I want to make this very clear. When I work with my clients, I explain this simply. A leap of faith should be really scary and a little bit exciting. What I mean by that is it's something that's really going to push you beyond your comfort zone and almost to the point that you think you're going to break. Like, that's how much farther out of your comfort zone you should be. And when you recognize that you taking that leap of faith, like getting through to the other side of it, will be so exhilarating, so exciting to have it done, then you've got a really great leap of faith, right? So it's aligned to the focus goal. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, you want something that says, I'm going to take this leap of faith toward this goal this week. Remember, this is 1 week, one focus goal, next one leap of faith. And here's how you'll know if it's a true leap of faith. Again, if it makes you really nervous and a little bit excited to see that that's going to happen. So the idea, for example, let's say, for example, you are wanting to expand your business and that's your focus goal. Like, you need a bigger space. You've either outpaced your square footage that you're in now, or you're working at home and you want a place where, the dogs and the kids aren't running through the screen when you're trying to do a Facebook Live, whatever it is, and you know that you need to get a bigger space, commercial space of some sort. So a leap of faith, for example, might be actually getting out and calling a commercial real estate agent and saying, I need to find a place to work. And I want you to start looking for places for me, and committing to getting out there and, checking out new locations. For someone that might be a huge leap of faith. For someone else who's maybe already had different locations and has already signed leases before, it might not be that big a deal. So then for them, it might be the leap of faith is to actually sign on the dotted line, find a place and sign on the dotted line and commit to a lease of a certain amount of time. So the leap of faith, again, has to be for you individually a little bit scary, but kind of exciting when you think about having completed it. So that's the second part. Take a leap of faith. And now the third part, this is where I really enjoy sharing this information with people, because I'd like to take and turn the idea of affirmations on their head. Many times when we're looking at doing something big and different and setting big intentions for our lives and our businesses, what happens is little old nagging doubts and thoughts appear. And in my work, we call them gremlins. Other people call them just nagging thoughts, whatever you want to call them. So for now, we'll call them gremlins. But I like to take your gremlins and turn them into allies. And the way that we do that is by looking at the core message behind that gremlin thought. Again, going back to our example of someone who's actually going to sign a lease on a property. Say, for example, that this person has, even in the past, maybe had to leave their property, give up on their rent or something at that point. Maybe they lost a building in some sort of economic downturn. And so for them to think about signing the lease, the thoughts might come up that we're not going to be able to make it. You're gonna fail again. You're going to have to close the doors. It's going to be so embarrassing. These might be thoughts that come up. So let's take just one. You're going to fail again. So here's the beauty of that. If we start to take our gremlins and turn them into allies, what we do is we listen. We don't just discount them wholesale. And we ask a little deeper question, which is always my favorite thing to do. So ask, is it true? Is it true that you might fail again? Chances are in our lives, we might fail more than once, right? So it's possible. That's possible. Okay. So it is a true thought. Now, is it predetermined that you will fail in this effort? Probably not. So what can you do? What is this voice trying to tell you? What about your situation would make you think that you might fail again? And how can you address that? So for example, if the previous time that it happened, this person had perhaps been in a bad partnership, and now that they're doing this on their own, they have their own terms, they can make their own decisions, then we can say, this time I'm the one making the decisions, and I will ensure that I'm able to commit to the lease. So that's how we turn that gremlin thought, which we first did thinking is bad or negative, into our ally. We look at it and we say, what is it trying to warn us about? What is it bringing up for us? And then how can we actually take that information and turn it around to make it a power affirmation for us? So the idea of an affirmation, of course, is to say it in a way that it's personal. So it's I am, I will, I do, I have, right? So in this example, we could say, I am now the one who is responsible, and I am committed to making sure that I show up and fulfill this lease. And that's the affirmation. And by repeating the affirmation to yourself during the week, while you're doing the process of the leap of faith, while you're focusing on this goal, you are creating a new pathway, a neural pathway in your mind about the success of this endeavor. You are also speaking these things to the law of attraction, and the universe is listening to say, okay, she's got this. She's going to do this time. This is it. We're doing this. We're taking this leap of faith. We've committed to the lease. We're moving forward. And that's where the magic begins to happen. That's where you start to see what people call coincidences popping up. Someone who you hadn't talked to in a month maybe comes up and says, hey, I heard about this great spot. I think it'll be great for you. And they didn't even know you were looking for something, right? That's the magic of the law of attraction, because we are not doing it on our own. We are indeed connected as energy to everything else in the universe. So when we align ourselves, when we get all those pieces lined up and we take our intentions and we're clear about who they are and why they are and what they're for, and then we actually take an action, a leap of faith, and we clear our minds of negativity by creating power affirmations to support us, then we are really in tuned. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of talk about gamification in the world today. And the reason that it's become so popular is because as human beings, we like to be rewarded. We like to feel proud of our accomplishments and to have rewards for that. So for me, when I talk about the manifestation map, there's a piece of this that I think ties into that. And that's the self-supporting activities. So every week when I work with my clients, we talk about what are the activities that you're going to do in your week. Usually we pick 5, but in this case, we're just doing this one thing. It might just be one, but one thing that when you're doing it, you feel not only rewarded, but you feel fed. Okay. So it's not just about pampering you. It's about giving you energetic resources. So it might be going for a walk in the woods. It might be reading a book. It might be talking to a loved one. It might be getting a massage or taking a bubble bath. But it also might be taking time to meditate or going to an event to connect with more people. Whatever it is, as long as in doing it, you feel energy, more energy, right? So it wants to be fulfilling, self-sustaining, right? More energy around what you're achieving. So those are the steps. And, as I said, they're just 4 steps. But what you see, hopefully by now, is that in doing them together, you're really setting not only your sights on your goal, but all of your intentions, all of your focus, and you're actually engaging the law of attraction to work on your behalf. So that's why it's important to actually set intentions for your business with the law of attraction. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe and ring the bell. And if you want to see more videos like this, click right here.